Hello everyone, welcome to Storytime with Mrs. Mackenzie. I brought some of my friends to help me to explain what our story is going to be about. Ducky, good example. Mo Williams Piggy, good example. Boo, great example. Skippy John Jones, another great example. Gruffalo, not a good example. What do you think the theme of my story is going to be? You're right, pets. And the book that I'm going to read to you today is called The Teacher's Pet. But be careful, this is not a really good pet. So don't ask Mom and Dad for one of these pets because it's a kind of a silly pet. Here we go. On the day the science project hatched, our whole class was amazed. We'd never seen Mr. Stricker so excited. I always wanted a pet, he said. Our tadpole grew and grew. Soon it was to be released into the wild. Mr. Stricker said that we could keep one. We kept Bruno. Oh, check out what Bruno looks like. Bruno had been the last frog, strange frog, the last frog to hatch, and he was the smallest. We brought in bugs and worms to feed him, but Bruno preferred eating our markers and our scissors and our books. Look how he's growing, said Mr. Stricker. He's very energetic, our teacher said, just like a pet should be. Grrrr! See, he loves to play. Smash! I'm sure he didn't mean to do that. Thump! I'm sure he didn't mean to do that. But Mr. Stricker, we said, look how clever he is. Ooh, he's balancing on a ball. Woof! Poor thing. He's allergic. Achoo! I love him. But something had to be done. We had a class meeting at recess. Everyone agreed Bruno had to go. He'd grown and he'd grown and he'd grown into a bigger and bigger problem. We just couldn't keep him. But how would we convince Mr. Stricker? We tried to tell him. Bruno snores during silent reading. He farts for show and tell. Ooh, that would be a big fart too. He hogs the swings. He eats our homework, but Mr. Stricker wouldn't listen. You're overreacting, our teacher said. Bruno wouldn't hurt. Gulp. Before Mr. Stricker could finish, Bruno had swallowed him whole. I know the plant! The plant, we agreed. We held it under Bruno's nose. He sniffed it, and his sniffles grew and grew and grew. Sniffle, sniffle! Until finally, burp! Ew, out came everything. It's time to release Bruno into the wild, we said. He's not meant to live in a classroom. We'd never seen Mr. Stricker so sad. We walked Bruno to the frog pond and said goodbye. Mr. Stricker squeezed Bruno in a giant hug. You were a wonderful pet, he said, but I think you'll be happier out here where you belong. Bruno blinked 4 times underneath his tough tongue and gave the teacher a face lick. Then he jumped into the pond with splash. Maybe he'll come back to visit, he said. Mr. Stricker smiled And his smile grew and grew and grew. I think Mr. Stricter is happy that his friend is with the other frogs. We helped him choose the perfect one, and his perfect pet looks like it might be something small in there. Okay, so thank you for sharing your time with me, and I will see you later. Bye!